What's up, guys? I'm Kyle, also known as the Panda Man. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to breathe properly. Now, you might be thinking, that's boring. Why do I need to know how to breathe? I breathe every day, every second. Most people are never taught the proper way to breathe. What this means, if you examine yourself and others, you'll see a lot of this chest breathing. Now, this is a stress type of breathing. When you're out of breath, you're training hard in the gym, you're playing a game of basketball, pickleball, it's okay to breathe like that. You're trying to recover. You're in a stress state though. You are in a fight, flight, or freeze, but you're in a, out of those three response, you're in a fight response. So you're going to breathe oxygen more rapidly from the chest when you're trying to recover your oxygen. However, everyday life, when I'm sitting around doing work, and then we'll apply this to core training, you want to be breathing through your diaphragm, through your belly. When you fail to do this and you're breathing through your chest all the time, you're signaling your body that you are stressed. Raises blood acidity, just causes an overall stress response in the body that's not needed. So you could change your physiology through your mind, but you could also change your nervous system, your mind through your physiology. So don't send the wrong signals. Now, if you stay tuned to the end as well, I'm going to show you how to do a proper plank, an RKC plank with massive tension. Blows the regular plank that you can hold for minutes out of the water. I'll show you that at the end. So with this in mind, what is the proper way to breathe? And I'm going to show you a couple examples of how you can train this. But put simply, if I'm sitting here, it's breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. Now watch my hand on my belly. You'll notice that the hand on the belly is coming out as I inhale. This is diaphragmatic breathing. When you breathe that way, and you breathe out through the mouth, you're also stimulating, there should be a better word for that, but activating your vagal nerve. The vagal nerve is very important because it signals us to be in our parasympathetic state, which is rest, digest, relax, recovery. This is the way we want to breathe 99% of the time. I said, unless there's a stressed physical situation playing a sport, but even then, you want to, in a timeout or in a break, recover your breathing, recover your oxygen, a couple deep breaths, and then go to your belly breathing, lower your heart rate. So we want to breathe this way. Now, a couple ways, if you're not used to this, it's going to feel very awkward. The diaphragm is a muscle. When we breathe through that, this drives right into your core training. Diaphragm expands front to back, and it's going to brace your spine. Everything with core training, right? And the reason I wanted to make this for you is I'm talking a lot about core training. Just wrote the newsletter on it. Came out with the Coronado exercises, my style of core training done as circuits, which is killer. It starts and ends with your breathing, though, when it comes to the core. If you can't brace the spine through your breathing, you're going to miss out on a lot of core training. So sometimes in the core training, we go slow and we focus on the breathing. Now, let me show you an example with this. So if you have a band, now the way most people will use a weightlifting belt, they use it to stabilize their spine. Strap the belt on and they let the belt do the work. Not the proper way to do it. If you're going to use a belt, and you can even use a band like this, just one of the rubber bands from Rogue, Elite FTS, wherever you want to get it, you tie it around your belly. And just cue yourself to work on some breathing where the band is going to expand if I do this right. So if I'm doing a squat or a deadlift, I want to make sure I'm bracing my spine, right? The more you brace your spine, the more you stabilize your spine, the more strength you can output. And to hit a max lift or to build up to that, you have to be able to breathe like this. If you put a weight belt on, you would expand against the weight belt at the heavy part of the hard part of the lift. When you breathe like that, stabilizes your spine because the diaphragm's coming this way, spine's over here, puts pressure on it. Okay, let me be rigid. Let me resist movement. That's really what your core is designed to do. It's anti-movement. It's to resist movement. So you can do this with the band. Now, another great one to train yourself, and this might take me a little while to do, takes a lot of core strength, a lot of diaphragmatic breathing strength to do this. You blow up a balloon without using your hands. Now, if you've ever seen Pumping Iron with Arnold and Lou Ferrigno and Franco Columbu, there's a scene where Franco Columbu, who was not only a world class bodybuilder at the time, he was also a world class strongman, incredibly strong. Used to be on the world's strongest man contest that were on like ABC Wide World of Sports. But there's a scene with him blowing up a hot air balloon and blowing it up till it bursts. Requires a tremendous amount of strength. So you take a balloon, you start trying to get it going and try to blow it up without using your hands. So let's see how I do here. Again, this might take me a little bit. We'll see. Take out the gum. Rare time I'm having gum. That's tough, guys. There's balloon farts. That's tough. Great way to practice, though. You might not be able to get it at first. That is hard. That's hard for me, right? And I do this. I don't practice blowing with balloon, but it's a great exercise. Now, tying this into your core training, your core is first designed to stabilize your spine. Keep that in mind. Then it's to resist movement, resist rotation, resist anti extension, resist extension, resist lateral flexion, right? Like doing a suitcase carry. So that's super important. Now, let me show you how I would train you to breathe like this on the ground in a proper RKC plank, because I think that that is huge. If you know how to stabilize the spine to that degree, you're going to be way ahead of the pack, way ahead of the curve when it comes to a healthy spine and a strong core. So let me get you guys set up so you can see what I'm about to do here. So first step, right, when you're doing the belly breathing, you can do it sitting down or laying down. A lot of times at the gym throughout the years, I'll have people lay down. Right, we keep our legs bent like we're in a sit-up position, one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest. You're gonna breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Trying to get this hand to rise. Now, this is also a great way to calm down. Practice that after a workout. Practice your belly breathing throughout the day when you feel yourself getting anxious or overwhelmed. You can't breathe like that and be in an overwhelmed state. And you're changing your nervous system, the response. But that is a great way to practice, great way to set everything up. Do it when you're done with your workout, because you can also calm your heart rate down doing that, right? It's super key. Now, as promised, I'm going to show you how to do an RKC plank. So most of you, when you do a plank, right, you'll start regular plank position. You could hold this all day, right? This is not that hard to do. Now, what's the point if I can hold it all day? Doesn't really make sense. So RKC plank, I'm going to be trying to drive my elbows towards my feet. I'm going to squeeze my glutes, my lats, my abs, hamstrings, everything I can squeeze. I'm going to do that for 5 breaths. So now I'm tying in the breath work to a stabilization exercise, an RKC plank. The tension on this is tremendous. You'll get a lot more out of this than doing a plank for 2-3 minutes. To watch here, you might not be able to see it that much in the video, but just look for the tension. Okay, I'm still trying to do my breathing, but I'm creating tension. I'm pulling my elbows towards my feet. I'll go for 5 breaths here. Ready? And you can see by how I'm shaking that that's not easy. That's tough. And you can do that for 10 seconds on, 10 off, 5 breaths on, 5 off. When I say off, you still hold your plank position. But that's how you breathe. It's how you start to incorporate it in core training. But step one to proper core training is your breath work. Thanks for tuning in. If you have questions, comments, post them below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the like button, guys. Later.